Alrighty, guys. We're gonna get started here. I just need to see my stuff here. Hold on one second. There we go. Okay. I know it seems weird, but it's just how these things start out so that I can do this right. Pop out chat. There we go. Alrighty, everyone. So I am your pale host with the most. And we're gonna kind of go over how pale I am in detail, and just kind of work our way down. All right. Hey there, Queen 9. How are you doing, my friend? Let's see if I get rid of all the old stuff here before we start the new stuff. Let's see. There we go. I got me a new list here. Okay, so we're gonna have Queen 9. Let me do this here. Nope. No. How was your weekend, Queen 9? Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Hey there, Sunshine 22. I can do that. Hey there, Stefan. How are you doing? Okay, we're good. Stressful. Ah, I hear you on that. Don't know why I said that. Well, no, stressful, yes. Mercury in retrograde's coming up. It's gonna be like taking a shit sideways. It's not gonna feel the best when it comes out, but it's good to get it out. You know what I mean? Awesome, Sunshine. Thank you. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do Sunshine. And then we'll get Stefan on there. And let's see here. There's Aditi, let me get you on there too. All right. So Queen 9's going to be first. Yes, Aditi, you're on the list. So Queen 9, Sunshine 22, Stefan, and Aditi. So let's start out with getting you guys your readings all ready to go. And yeah, so go right ahead. And Queen 9, let's see what you got. Got the coffee here. Got the water. Yes, Manuel, I can add you to the list, and thank you for subscribing. I saw you subscribed last time. So yes, you're on the list, my friend. Yes, you are a new subscriber. Thank you. I've got the notification right here. I think I can do it again. There it is. See, it says Manuel Crash just subscribed. I saw that you did that last time I was on. You're very welcome, my friend. Hey there, Robert. Yes, I can add you. No problem. Thank you for saying that, Sunshine 22. Liking the stream definitely does help me. Or the channel. All right, let's look at this for Queen. What's going to happen in love for Queen in the next few months? Let's get those shuffled up. Trixie, you comfortable? I think she's doing good too. I got a feeling with that. All right, let's do this here. As you guys can tell, I'm a little bit more animated than normal. This is me when I'm extremely happy, so you know things are well. Oh, Queen 9 donated. Perfect. Okay. So let's do this. Let me move these over. We're going to do 5 cards for... You donated... Oh, okay, for a second question too. Okay, I see what you did there. Smart thinking. So let's do one question here, and then let's do the second one. So let's do this for you. Let me do that for you. Queen 9 for 5. There we go. Hey, Zara, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I can put you on the list too, Zara. Let me do that for you. Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm finally getting enough sleep, 3 or 4 hours. That's good for me. A little bit more than I usually sleep. It's normally about 30 minutes a night, but, got to do that self-care stuff. Awesome. Awesome to hear, Zara. Okay, let's get this going for Queen First question is, what's coming forward in love in the next few months? So we'll do 3 months there. And then we'll just jump straight into the second question. And here we go. I'm just messing around, sunshine. I have a rather dry sense of humor, if you even want to call it a sense of humor. I'm just a sarcastic little shit most of the time. So, you know, take that as you will. I would be a wreck if I was actually getting a half-hour sleep a night. Okay, so what's coming forward in love for Queen? Ah, okay. So we've got this right here for you, Queen. We have got the Justice card. Kind of hard to see. I want it to snap into focus. Ah, you get me, Stefan. You do. You understand. So there's the Justice card. It's balanced. We have a triangle right here that's going up. The triangle going up represents masculine energy in this case, which to me could be in the next few months with love. There could possibly be someone who's a more balanced individual coming into your life. Maybe someone you've known before. When I look at this card, it means Libra energy. Does not necessarily mean it's going to be a Libra sign, but could have Libra qualities or traits like being balanced or being very aloof, you know, as Libras tend to do, or being imbalanced. No, this is upright, so I'm feeling like it's going to be more balanced traits. Now, we've got, I was feeling cups with this, which sounds really weird. It sounds like I'm filling cups with your reading, which I might be. It's that good of a reading, but I'm going to say there's going to be a slow trickle of kind of love energy coming in the next few months. I feel like, I would say your healing journey seems to be going well, and it feels like there could be opportunities for something coming in the next few months. I'm not feeling anything super concrete, but again, that can change. It's all quantum. This is a good card, though, because it's showing that you're approaching things in more of a balanced way. So regardless, something will come up. I'm not feeling the next few months, but that could change, right? Depending on how much we've healed and how the universe feels that we're doing, we can kind of go from there. But I see it as good. I see it as good. Also, there could be a little bit of a Stegosaurus energy or Sagittarius, for those of you that don't like dinosaur signs. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting there. So I think it's going to be good if we're just doing the one card free question, and then we can jump into the other ones. So you understand. Perfect. Because even if you didn't understand, it would still be the same reading. I would just say it in Spanish. Badly, because I only know, let's see, C, amigo, yeah, mucho. Tortuga means turtle, and so on and so on. It's not good. I always think people that can speak more than one language is good. I can barely speak half of this one. So if you guys can speak one language or two or three, kudos to you. Yeah. All right. You're a Sagittarius, look like a dinosaur, so you understand. Stefan, that's good shit. Oh. I can never make my coffee right. Oh. It's either way too sweet or it's way too sweet. Oh, so bad. Hold on, I know gato. I know gato means cat, but that's because I have Elgato lights. And I looked up what gato meant and it means cat. Bonito. Cat burrito, that's what you're asking me for. I'm not going to do stand-up comedy. I will do sit-down comedy. It's not nearly as good, but it's the amount of energy I have most days. Oh, gata is cat in Greek. Ah, okay, I didn't know that. And now we're speaking French. Or no, maybe that is still... Okay, everyone, we know I can't speak it. We know. Now you're just yelling at me, I assume. I really have no idea. Okay, Queen 9. Let me see. Oh, actually, let me do this really quick. There we go. And let's change this one here to say Queen 9. I'm going with a little bit of a different theme. We're going to do, there we go. I'm kind of liking this orange with this blue color, you know? It's like if Halloween threw up. Oh, Queen 9 donated for another, okay, wait. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're doing there. Let me put you down on my list here. My little listicle. I found out that listicle wasn't something that I made up. I thought it was list plus testicle. It's not. Listicle is an actual thing people use. I was a little disappointed because a testicle list was one of my greatest inventions, and now that's gone. So, all right. So let's do this here. Let's see. You did $4.99. Then you did $1.99. Okay. Give me 1 second here as I mathify in my mind. Yeah, we'll just do it that way. That works. There we go. All right, what's your sun zodiac sign? Okay, my sun zodiac sign, it's, here, hold on. It's just a picture of someone flipping you off. I mean, no, I'm just kidding. My sun zodiac is Taurus. What is yours, Queen 9? In fact, what's everyone's sun zodiac sign? Mine is Taurus. You're a cent short. You know what, then it's done. That's it, you gotta change your name to Queen 8. I can't answer your questions. No, I don't give a shit if you're cent short. Cent short. If you're a cent short, that's fine with me. Okay, so my air placement is, I'm an Aquarius moon, and I apologize for it all the time. I'm still gonna say that. You're a Taurus. Oh, you're a Taurus too. Okay, and Zara's a Cancer. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Okay. God, that's cold. I don't know how to make coffee, guys. Is sun the same as rising? No. No. So sun, like my rising is Virgo, right? So my rising being Virgo. Thank you, Stefan. Awesome. Hold on. We'll do your reading next. My rising is Virgo, which means I'm very analytical and I'm unbearable in person. So, yeah, you can imagine. I'm basically nothing but air and earth. I tell people I am a fart in the wind, which is, it's pretty true. The way I smell, the way I look, all of it, just a fart in the wind. Okay, so let's do this for Stefan. And we'll do, there we go. Man, my own handwriting is so scary I can't even read it. All right. You're an Aquarius rising and Leo moon. Okay, that's cool. I like that. Okay, I was in between air and Taurus for you. Yeah, see, you got it. Yes. I can put you on the list. I'll just call you YouTube. I'll put you on the list here, the free list. Okay, so let's do a question for Queen. And you also did kind of a time frame question, but here's what I'm going to offer you guys. Please remember this. Please remember this as we move forward. Time frame questions can absolutely be that there is no time frame. So don't think that when you pay for a time frame question that there will absolutely be a time frame, because sometimes the answer is no. I'm just throwing that out there because, you know. But that's kind of the risk here. We're playing a game of psychic gambling, and we're hoping that we hit Yahtzee or whatever you do in casinos. I haven't been for a long time with all the pandemic and stuff, so. My favorite casino game was roulette. That was one of my favorites. I love to put the chips where where you think the number was going to land and then lose, and then go to my hotel room and cry. So that was one of my favorites. Best way to lose money I've ever done. All right. do this here. So, Queen is, what are we doing here? Okay, will Gurpreet reach out to Queen? All right, let's do it. Will Gurpreet reach out to Queen? Let's do this here. You know, I had it once, right? I had this feeling. How can you read the future? I know, right? Right. It's I did have a feeling. Me and my dad were gonna go to Mesquite, right? And I told him, because we were gonna play 3-card. It's like 3-card poker. You just get dealt 3 cards. And I told him, I said, you're gonna get a straight flush, which in 3-card poker pays 40 to 1. So depending on how much you're betting, you can make anywhere from $750 to $1,000. And I told him, you're gonna get the 7 of diamonds, the 8 of diamonds, and the 9 of diamonds. I said that specifically. And wouldn't you know it, that's exactly what he hit, and he won. And it was the exact same cards that I told him he was gonna get. I wish I could do that for myself. God, I wish I could do that for myself. But no, it's meant for other people. Be awesome if I could do it for myself. Yeah. Okay. You think it's always on, it's not. My psychic ability sometimes likes to shove off and just kind of leave me. Okay, will Gurpreet reach out to Queen 9? And if so, when? So let's do that. Alrighty. Okie doke. If I took you with me, I think whatever the opposite of rich would be, Stefan, I have a feeling you would kind of enter that bracket. I would act very confident, and I would give you tips on how to do things, and then you would lose, and you probably wouldn't talk to me ever again. Like I said, I'd be living in a mansion if I could do it. If I could do it at will, go to the casino and just kind of rake it all in. But alas, that's for another day. Okay. So here's something that I'm getting for you, Queen 9. Sorry about the rigmarole of me talking about not kicking ass in a casino. That's the only sad story about that anyone's ever heard. So we have these cards here. We got 9 of coins. Okay. 9 of coins in reverse. We got the High Priestess. Okay. We got my iPad falling on the floor. There we go. The 7 of spider legs. No, that's the King of Swords. Sorry, I get those two mixed up. And then we have Wheel of Fortune. Ah, there we go. Wheel of Fortune, otherwise known as the Chance card. What are the odds of that? I don't play favorites, but that card's not bad. It is called the Chance card in some decks, so, you know. So, 9 of coins in reverse with the height. So 9 of coins in reverse to me is starting off feeling like we need to take some time apart. We need to take some space from this person. And then I was getting Gemini energy coming in, which is interesting. But we need to take time away from this person. Maybe you were telling me the Gemini thing. I can't remember. But anyway. Like airy energy or kind of like aloof energy. Maybe someone who's more emotionally distant or more logically based. I get the High Priestess, which to me is saying, I do feel like there could be a reach out with Gurpreet. I do feel like it would take some time though, because it feels like there's a block, a pretty big block in the connection where it's not something that's easily, he's a Gemini. Okay. And I think maybe you said that, I'm not sure. I'm not going to say that's just psychic stuff. That's what came in, but I feel like you said that in another reading, so I'm not going to take that and be like, oh, look at how psychic I am. I can remember things you told me last week. Ooh. But look at how psychic I am. I can remember things you told me last week. Okay, so then we have the Emperor right here. All these cards are upright. Every one of these cards is upright, except for when we start off the reading with this, which is the 9 of coins in reverse, which is showing the not self-growth. Well, actually, maybe self-growth. It's showing that more growing needs to happen, I feel like, on your end. the Nine of Coins is a card of independence, but when it's in reverse, it could be a card where there's codependency. So we could have a sense that this person could do something that maybe we couldn't do ourselves, or this person can introduce us to something that we couldn't do, right? Your answers lie with you. I feel like there's a possibility this relationship could come back, or this person could come back in your life. I feel like it's kind of a little bit of a long shot, but we do have these two cards, or three cards. So let me do this. I'm doing good, Solani. We have the Emperor, the Chance card, and then we have the King of Swords. So the King of Swords could represent the Gemini part. None of these cards are in reverse. So I'm going to say yes, they'll come back. I'll try to get a time frame, though. But also, as I've said many times before, if I do say this, okay, take this with a grain of salt. Okay, do not wait for anyone in your life to come back. Live your life. If things are meant to be, they'll come back in your life regardless. If it's not, move on, let go. I know that's a hard thing to do. I get it, but don't wait around for people. Don't do it, okay? No matter what I say, don't do it. Okay, so let me see if I can get a possible time frame. Moving on into this business. I'll put your name down, Solani. Let me do this here for you. Okay, there it is. Nice and easy on the eyes there, and here we go. So I'm going to go to my other app here. Let's see what we can come up with. So as I've said before, I do scrying, or something like, not scrying necessarily, but I draw a little bit on my iPad. And what that does is the vibration of the drawing can sometimes give me messages. I don't know how it works, I just know that it works. For some people can get information this way. But if you guys are ever doing psychic development and you can't get information this way, don't feel bad. Each person has a different way of gaining information. There's no right or wrong way to do it. I guess there is a wrong way to do it if the information's wrong. But eventually, if you're earnest about developing it, anyway. All right, so time frame. So I'm getting August 15th is like a date that I'm feeling here. I don't know if that means anything. When I saw August 15th, I've seen like a puppy paw print or something next to it. Either you're going to get a puppy on August 15th or maybe this person can come back. I'm not really sure with that, but I'm going to say more likely there could be something going on with Gurpreet coming in August 15th or around that time. Okay, it could be a little bit before, a little bit after, or depending on the choices we make and the way that we heal, or this person, you know. But August 15th or around that, I feel like there could be contact in some way, shape, or form. But again, don't wait for anybody. Okay. Those were faces no one was meant to see. She dug her claws into my leg. My iPad's on my lap. She didn't know it was on my lap, and so she kind of dug her claws in. Those will be fun to put hydrogen peroxide on later. And then she just jumps down. Thank you, Trixie, for that wonderful treat of pain. Very lovely. All right. She is beautiful. She's a gorgeous cat. Little spazzy. And very hurty. But mostly cute. And slightly purdy. Okay, so I'm going to go to... Hopefully that answers your question. Yes, Britt, I can put you on the free list here. We're doing paid readings for a second. I've got Stefan's reading come up. Okay, awesome. Awesome. So you can ask your question, Stefan, and we'll focus on you or your questions. If you paid for 2, we can do that. Yes, Nine of Pentacles was in reverse. Okay, like I said with this one, this is showing that there needs to be time apart. There needs to be time apart to reclaim our independence. So I think from you and from this person, and then there could possibly be a come together, right? And so that's kind of what I'm seeing there. But there has to be a separation for there to possibly be a reunion. Again, though, it takes time for these sort of things, but that's what I'm seeing, because it's usually a card of independence, but when it's like this, okay, when it's like this, to me, it's saying more like possibly waiting for things to happen, but we have to take action for things to happen for us. Focus. All right, I know what you want to see. There we go. All right, so let's go to Stefan's reading here. Yes, he is, or yes, they are. He is, they are. I don't want to assume anything, but yes. Okay. Okay, you're welcome, Queen 9. Let me do this here for Stefan. Do this. So. I'm not going to be able to do the fancy symbol above the E like you got there. Okay. All right, so you said, I'm going to read your question again here. Let me reposition that. Okay, so you said, I'm looking to get a new job, and you're in love, desert, let's see. Okay, Stefan, so I can kind of understand what you're saying here, my friend. I can kind of understand it, but is there any way we can reword that? Because I'm not sure exactly what you're saying, and you paid for a question. You paid for questions. I want to make sure we get you what you want. If you can reword that for me, because you say you're looking to get a new job, and I'm reading it like you're looking to get a new job. You're in love with the desert. I can be harsh, but don't be scared. I think all of those things are true, but I'm not exactly sure what the reading needs to be about here. It feels like it's... Just guide me a little bit here. Oh, will you find love? Okay, perfect. All right, time for me to be really harsh. So let's see the funnest way I can do that. Don't be scared to be harsh on your answer. Oh, I won't be. I break balls for breakfast. I do. I promise. It's not the best way to eat an omelet, but eventually you get there. Let's do it here. I don't want to be harsh, but sometimes the cards come through and they're like... But they do the same thing for me. So if you guys are sitting there thinking I get off scot-free, no, my cards tell me how it is too, and I don't want to hear it a lot of the time. Here we are. Okay, so... Will you get a new job and will you find love? So let's do this as a 10-card spread. I'll do 5 cards for one question and 5 cards for the other. But let's do this here. So, will you get a new job? Will Stefan get a new job? A lot of this, right? A lot of this comes down to free will. Hold on. It really depends how we're searching. Yeah, Stefan, I'm trying to do that as much as I can, and it does make it difficult. Sometimes it depends on the person. Like with you, I feel like I can say what's going on. Sometimes I feel like I have to pad my statements a little bit to make it not sound as harsh. But if I can be as blunt as I want to be with people, which I feel like I can with you, then I'm going to say it the way it is, because it doesn't do any good to be super harsh. But yeah, I do try to pad it out as much as I can. Sometimes though, I lack a little bit of tact. Yeah, but you know, lactacking almost sounds like lactating. I only do that when I'm excited. But anyway, let's move on here. Okay, 5 cards for one, 5 cards for another. Will you find a new job? Let's take a look at that one. Okay, so, Stefan, let's do this. I'm going to move some stuff over here. And if I had a chair I could spin around and sit backwards in, I would do that, because we're going to have us a little talk. Hey there, Red Moon. I'll put you down on the list here. Okay, so here's what I got for Stefan. Now, we have these cards here. Queen of Swords in reverse. 7 of Swords in reverse. Hey there, J Moon, right under Red Moon. That's awesome. Yes, you can. Okay. You're on the list, J Moon. So we have Queen of Swords in reverse, 7 of Swords in reverse, King of Wands in reverse, 5 of Swords in reverse. Okay. The Moon card in reverse. All right. So let's all in reverse. I know I'm not conventional. No, and a lot of people that come here not conventional. This reading though will, well, you'll hear what I have to say here in just a second. So Robert, you're after Manuel Crash. So you'll be after them on the free list here. So Queen of Swords in reverse with the 7 of Swords in reverse. Overthinking. Overthinking too much, possibly becoming paralyzed with possibility would be the way I would put this. Feeling like we can go in so many directions, yet I don't feel like we're choosing any one to stick with. I get this sense of like someone who goes in and you're snacking on things in life, but you don't take a full course meal out of it. So you kind of have a little bit of everything, but it's hard for you to pick a direction to stay in and to go with. So it feels like you want to just sample everything rather than pick a direction and go with it. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but it kind of makes it hard for stability. I see King of Wands in reverse, 5 of Swords in reverse, and the Moon card. Okay. These cards here, they're telling me that... Actually, let's do it this way. Let me read one of these at a time, because that's going to be a lot easier for me. So the first one we have is King of Wands in reverse. Okay. King of Wands in reverse it's about a passion card. When this is in reverse, though, it could be that we're burned out on creative endeavors, or it could be maybe our creative spark can leave us there, right? And if we're talking about that creative spark when it comes in or when it leaves, a lot of times we can't control it. It's dedication that makes that spark something that can keep coming up. If we're only going to work when we're feeling creative or inspired, then we're missing the point of how that works. Because in order for us to work, we have to have the spark, but in order for the spark to be lit, we have to have inspiration. Best thing we can do if we're talking about a creative endeavor, do the creative thing, even if you don't feel like doing it. It's kind of like working out, right? Do it even if you don't feel like doing it. And eventually you start to kind of get into that space, and your mind can eventually have it be something that happens a lot more frequently. If you're a writer, Stephen King talked about this. He said he would sit down and he would write for 30 minutes. And he said the first 30 minutes that he would start writing, it was crap. It was shit. It wasn't good. But he said after that 30 minutes, he could usually get in a stride where he could start to write stories and books and things like that. So do something creative, get the pump flowing, and then things can come a little bit more easier. But a lot of times we wait for inspiration to strike. And if we do that, especially when we're adults, it's like once or twice a year, if we're lucky, that inspiration really hits us. And that's not fair for us to keep waiting for something that's so minimal, okay? So that's what I'm seeing here, right? the moon in reverse, or actually let's do this card because the moon was the last one. We have the Five of Swords in reverse, okay? So this, to me, the Five of Swords is a card where, again, it could be overthinking. It could be maybe we don't want to do certain things, people can do them better. We could feel a sense of like, I want to do something, but what's the point, right? And there's this thing out there where we have comparisonitis, which is a disease, okay, I looked it up, and it's where we compare ourselves to other people, and we go, you know what, they're already doing something at a higher level than I could ever do, so why even try? I get a sense of someone who's creative, I get a sense of someone who has a uniqueness about them, okay, and someone who has somewhat leadership qualities, because I heard admin, and an admin to me would be someone who has those kinds of qualities, someone who has leadership qualities, but maybe you're not listening to that call yet, which is fine. Each person gets to develop their own thing as they're going along. But I feel like you get subtle whispers of things you would want to do, but maybe the initiation or the activation or the actuation of those kinds of things doesn't become realized in appropriate time frames. But it does feel to me like there's this flow of energy around you that permits manifestation, but we need to focus more on allowing that to take place. The moon in reverse, to me, is we're being ruled over by things that haven't happened yet. It could be a sense of like thinking or catastrophizing about things that have not happened yet. I do feel like you can get a new job, but I feel like you put so much stake and emphasis on certain things in your life that it's almost impossible for them to happen in a way that feels organic, because it feels like we're really, really trying hard. And sometimes in life, we just need to try a little bit and then let the universe handle the rest, because when we try harder, we just put ourselves in a spot where we overthink. We put ourselves in a place where we're not in that space of creativity anymore, and it kills that spirit or that drive. But I do think you would be successful. I do think you would be successful. We've got to stop thinking and start doing, right? And I know that's not an easy thing to do, but if you're looking to do something and you feel uncomfortable, odds are that you need to go in that direction, okay? If I'm wanting to do something, but I think about doing it and it makes me feel really uncomfortable, odds are I probably need to do that thing. I need to get it out of the way. I need to get it done with. Dentist appointment, I need to set that up. One day I will. Who knows when that's going to be? But, one day. I really should do that, though. So yes, Stefan, I do feel like you're going to have success in finding it, but we need to just go for it. We have one life to live. Just go for it. Worst thing that can happen is that it doesn't happen, and then we can try again. But failure is the emphasis and the start of success. Always remember that. If we fail at something, it means that we're trying, okay? That means that we're trying, and to me, that means that we're doing something. As long as we keep trying, even if we're failing at first, it will get better. Things do get better that way. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Stefan? I don't know what stance is, but does it make sense? Hey there, Ivory. It's something I struggle with. I understand it. I get that feeling, right? Wanting to just go out there and wrap the sun up in string and put it in your pocket. Seize the day, I think that's the word. Makes sense, and everything you say is accurate, but melting work and hobbies. What does that last part mean, Stefan? Melting work and hobbies. You mean mixing work and hobbies? Or what are we trying to say there? Just so that I understand. Hey, Manuel, we will get to you here. I'm still doing the paid readings here. I got one more question for Stefan, and then we have... Okay. And then we'll go back to the free list after this next question for Stefan. So hold on tight just a bit. On the free list, we just have to wait. Okay. Perfect. Thank you, Manuel. Let's do this here. I'm going to shuffle these cards. And yeah, work and hobbies can be difficult. You're an artist. You're an artist as a hobby and you're a teacher as a job. Perfect. Okay. both of those things require inspiration, but on kind of different ways. One of them is more structured. The teaching position is going to have more structure. Whereas I feel like being an artist, there's not as much structure that has to go into that. But inspiration has to be something that takes place in both of those kinds of professions, because in order to help students learn, we have to be inspired ourselves. And so us learning and growing in that way is really good. Yeah, just go out there and do it. No one is going to be doing as good a job as you are at whatever it is that you're trying to do, because you're the only you that you have, right? There's nobody else like you, and there's nobody else like me, thank God. Can't say that enough. We don't need another one. Just one's fine. Of me, I mean. But let's look at the love situation. Let's see what we can find here. Nobody needs a second chance. See, but that sounds ominous, doesn't it? It sounds like I'm saying nobody gets one, but no, nobody needs one. You don't need a duplicate of me. I always think others do better. And you will. And a lot of times in today's society, we have social media, we have Instagram, we have Facebook. And what happens is a lot of people are putting their best face forward, their best foot forward, their best artwork forward, and it's getting recognized. And the only thing that we see are the parts of people's lives that are already perfect and are already doing well. We don't see the times when they struggle. We don't see those kinds of aspects. And so I want you guys, if we're really having those kinds of issues, put down the phone, log off of social media, and let your creative endorphins come back. The reason why it's hard for us to be creative, if you're even on social media, is because the dopamine slot machine that is Instagram, that is Facebook, is making it so that we already hit our fix of dopamine, that happy chemical from looking at other people's artwork, and we don't need to do anything ourselves. So take a step back, realize that it's okay for us to try and do things, and it's okay if it doesn't match up to anyone else's stuff, because we don't have to, okay? Nowhere in there does it say we have to, but I understand feeling that way. But let's look at love and see what we can come up with here. Will you find love? Let's do a 6-month forecast on will you find love. Let's do a 5-month forecast, because I can do 5 parts for that. Will you find love within 5 months? Now, I'll say this for each and every one of you out there. If we're wanting to find love, if we're wanting to have something different happen in our lives, do different things, okay? Me telling you what's going on here, that's great, but you guys need to grow as people as well. If you can try new hobbies, new interests, new things, you're going to be more likely to find new people. But if you're doing the same shit over and over and over again, and you're expecting different things to happen, or you're expecting someone to come to you, branch out of your comfort zone, go out there and see what you can find. But give the universe, right? Give the universe something to grab onto. And that's going to be your effort as well. 5 months, you're optimistic. Well, half on my mother's side, half on my father's side. I am a glass... I'm a glasses person. I was going to say a glass half full, but no, just glasses. Just put them on my eyes. Empty, but I can see through them. I'm using 5 months because I don't like going too far in the future. And plus 5 cards for the $5 per question thing that we're doing here. So the further I go in the future, because we live in a time frame that's linear, and the way I've been told and the way I perceive it, okay, all of this stuff is theory. A lot of it's quantum, which means it's going to change from person to person. Perspective is everything. But we live in a linear time frame, past, present, future, okay? But source consciousness, where I feel like I'm getting the information from in the cards, is not a linear time frame. Everything happens all at once. It's not past, present, future. It's just bleh. It's all there. Everything. All out. And because of that, it's kind of hard to nail time frames. It can happen. Things can work in that way, but it's more difficult because you're working with energy and you're having it fit time frames where it's not necessarily meant to fit time frames at point. Anyway, all right, let's do this here. So, what do we got for love for Stefan? All right, so first month we have this. We have 7 of Cups, okay? And I'm looking at this person here, and I'm getting a vibe kind of like you, where I feel like in your mind, when you're with yourself, there's a sense of confidence. There's a sense of confidence, there's a sense of understanding. But when another person comes in the mix, it kind of goes out the window. It's harder for us to be who we are around other people. Maybe we have guilt or shame triggers about being who we are. Or maybe, no, they're not. Well, two of them are in reverse, but we'll get to those in a second. And even if they're in reverse, they're obstacles to be overcome rather than like, that's the way it is, you're done. You know, it's not a death sentence. It's saying, here's what we could focus on to make these cards go upright. None of these cards want to be in reverse. All of them want to be upright, but sometimes they're in reverse to show us where we can do better. Okay, so Seven of Cups, I get a sense of someone who's wanting to, you're wanting to be seen for who you are, you're wanting to be known for what it is that you're doing, and you're wanting to have something where people can understand you in a way that doesn't necessarily have you say things verbally. I feel like you want to have sort of a telepathic kind of connection. It's hard for you to convey your emotions in a way that makes other, like you're good at feeling your emotions. I feel like you have a good sense of humor. I feel like you're this way, but when it comes to expressing it with other people, I feel like it's more difficult for you. And so I feel like the best thing to be would be to just try different things out, try new things out. You're going to find things you don't like, you're going to find things you do, but it's going to put you in a place where you can start building up your sense of self-esteem a little bit, or you can start to understand who you are on a deeper level and realize that the world isn't necessarily a hostile place, especially with relationships. There are people that will respect us and will appreciate us, but it really depends on how we go out there and what it is that we're looking for, right? If we're looking for someone, like why would we want a partner? What could they do for us? How would that look like? Write these things down. And the reason I say that, even though it sounds hokey, it sounds weird, is because if you have a list of things that you want in a partner, you can develop those things in yourself as well. And then you're more likely to attract that partner into your life. Do you want someone who's honest? Work on developing your own honesty too. Not saying you're not honest, Stefan. I'm sure you're as honest as Abe Lincoln. And then that's a saying that usually means you're pretty honest. But I always feel like if we want to attract the partner that we want to have, we need to develop the traits that we would also want to have in that partner. At least to somewhat of a degree. But it's really important to try new things so that we can build up our sense of self-esteem. And it's really important to put ourselves out there in a way where we can express ourselves and realize that if people have a problem with us, that's their problem, that's not our problem. Okay, if people want to project on us and make us feel worse or down or whatever, shitty people put us in shitty situations, but we can walk out of that. Those shitty people have to live with themselves. We don't have to live with them. We can just kind of walk out and be like, okay, bye. So have that be something moving forward. Eight of Swords, okay, kind of the situation I'm talking about here. We can put ourselves in a place where we're thinking, why is this happening to me? You know, it feels like things happen to me. It feels like bad things happen to me. It feels like these things happen. But a lot of times there can be self-fulfilling prophecies. And this could be something where we sort of self-sabotage in a way where it's like we want things to happen, but when things start going well, we're waiting for the other shoe to drop. And because of that, it makes situations in love kind of difficult. You want to be vulnerable and open with people, but I feel like there's fear in letting someone in because the vulnerability is also there. And it's something that if you felt like if you were hurt again, it would be really hard to move on. Or you feel like if you were hurt, it would be hard to feel the pain and move on and have better things come in. Now, I get the 5, and so this is what I'm seeing here. So we have the first month, which will be this month. Yeah, we'll do this month. So we have May, we have June, which is this one, okay? Working on detaching ourselves from victimization or victimhood. And what that looks like is, like I said, bad things only happen to me. You know, I feel like this is something like this. And we all do this at certain points in times. But if you said, Stefan, to call you out or to say these things, I've been guilty of this myself. So please don't think I'm not. Hey there, Cassandra. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Okay, I'm close to it, but not quite there yet. No, I'm just kidding. But what I'm saying is that there tends to be, because look at this card. You see a woman in the mirror who's wrapped with string, but then you see the same woman and she's not wrapped with anything. There's no string that's actually on her. We put ourselves in situations that we could bring ourselves out of, but yet we choose to remain powerless. Maybe we feel like it's not right for us to have power. Maybe we feel like it's not right for us to be self-assertive or dominant in some sense over our own lives. Maybe we feel like if we let other people or situations possibly control our situation, that's how it should go. But no, we should be the ones in charge to an extent. The universe will always give us a sense of opportunity and randomness. We can't control everything. That's absolutely true. I'm not saying anything different there. But I am saying the things that we can control are kind of the direction and the trajectory that we take in life. And if someone chooses to do anything in our life, we can choose to respond to it instead of react to it. Okay? Again, if people are having problems with you, that's them having problems with themselves and they're projecting it onto you. A lot of the times people have unhealed wounds. And if you don't heal what cut you, you will bleed on those who did not hurt you. Okay? That's something I want you to look at moving forward. People are bleeding all over everyone and they're not addressing their own wounds, even though they desperately need some stitches. All right? Then we have the 5 of Cups in reverse. Okay? I'll explain that one. King of Swords. I'm doing good, Cassandra. How are you? And then we have the 6 of Swords in reverse. So what I'm feeling here, Stefan, I feel like you're going to find success in love. I do. You got to put yourself out there, though. You got to put yourself out there. And if we're wanting something to happen, it's not just going to knock on our door. I mean, we do live in the Uber Eats day and age. And you could have something like that happen. Okay, Ivory, I'll put you on the list. But more than likely, it's going to be something you have to go out and you have to look for to some extent. A lot of times people say, why isn't anyone coming in? Why isn't any of this happening? But are you putting yourself out there? Are you ready to do something? And we want to make sure we're healed as well, because if we want to attract someone in our life, we want to make sure that we can meet them at a level where we can appreciate them for who they are, they can appreciate us for who we are. There we go. I grew like 6 inches. But that's what I've got there. King of Swords, okay? You're very smart. You're smart, you're creative, but you're hard on yourself. Okay? And I'm seeing, when I saw that, I'm seeing scratches, which to me is anxiety. It's like clawing at yourself. It's telling yourself that you have difficulties in these areas. Focus on the strengths that you have instead of the weaknesses that you perceive yourself to have, because you're stronger than you know, but you riddle yourself down with doubt, and that makes it very difficult to have things happen. 6 of Swords in reverse is going to be, I'm searching for love, I'm trying to find it, but in the past you really haven't been. You've been guarded. You think that you want it now, you think that you're ready for it now, but there's still a lot of you that still needs to heal, and you're feeling like you want this. You really want to be able to do this, but you have to be able to be open and vulnerable with yourself in a healing way so that you can attract a partner that is also open and vulnerable with you in a healing way. That needs to be something that we recognize. Self-love, appreciation, and care definitely go into developing these things. But a lot of this stems from having a dysregulated childhood, and we need to undo what's been done to us. Okay? The illiterate of today will not be those that cannot read. It will be those that cannot unlearn what they have learned from society. So have that be something we can take. Society and a lot of the education system, I know you said you're a teacher, but a lot of what we have learned in schools over time have not helped us grow emotionally, spiritually, or really in any way that seems positive. Maybe now they're moving more towards that direction, but when I was in school, there was no emotional education. Okay? We're lucky we had sex education, and that was hardly sex education. That was kind of like, you know, I don't know what the birds and the bees do, but apparently they have sex with each other and then babies, I guess. I don't know. But that's kind of the area we were going into there. And you develop hair in weird places. You know, your mouth, your eyelids. More adult educator. Okay, adult educator. All right. So take risks, try new things. If it's really hard for you to get out there and do things, take small steps. Don't feel like you have to do all this at once. These are words of wisdom. They're not words that are meant to be taken 100% for face value. Hey there, Nina. How's it going? Does that help you, Stefan, though? Do you feel like that kind of gives you some insight? Let me, come on. Good to see you too, Nina. Yes, you need to work like that, and you need to work on that. You're very welcome, Stefan. Give it time, give yourself space, and realize the areas that you can do. You're still adjusting to my daytime schedule. I am too. I have to wake up and kind of get ready. It feels like pretty quick. Sometimes I sleep in late. Most times I sleep in late. Okay, I never wake up early. You got me to tell the truth. But, yeah, all of it takes time, and you're very welcome, Stefan. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to hit some magic buttons here. And we're going to kind of go into this. Now, I'm going to hit this one here. Boom. There we go. All right. So, it's time to read y'all's asses. Okay. So, Nina, did you have a question? So, Nina gets priority because she is a member. So, remember that, I should say, instead of remember that because she's a member. I'm trying to make a joke. Even I didn't get that one, though, so I got to work harder. Okay, no pressure. So, if you have a question, Nina, let's address that. And then we'll go to the free list after Nina's question. Ah, that's a good question. Let's me look here. Alrighty. Yeah, that is a question. You are indeed right, Nina, and I should know. I am an expert on questionology, which is the study of questions. No, you wrote it out right. I understand what you want to know. Should Nina start her own home business? No. Well, maybe. The only thing that happens is I wake up early to scream and then I just fall right back to sleep. Screams always make me fall asleep. Alright, so let's do this here. I eat a clown for breakfast. I wish. It's more of a lunchtime thing for me. That just makes me hungry as hell, so I gotta stop drooling. Clowns are good. No clowning around there. They are delicious. They try to run from you, you know, the balloon animal thing. Anything they can do to make themselves more tasty, I'm for it. I'm right there for it. The big shoes make them hard to catch, though. You'd think it would slow them down, but those bastards can run. Alright. And I look over to people as I'm eating the clown and I say, does this taste funny to you? You know, and some people, they just don't get it. Alright, so Nina, let's look here. I just started taking the superfood organic powder to mix in smoothies, and it has ashwagandha, and it helps my sleep anxiety. It's amazing. I'm so glad I found it. I need to get something like that. I take melatonin, and that usually helps me. You like the colors in your name, they're your faves. Oh, nice. Perfect. Clowns are good on scary movies. I actually liked the movie It, the new one. I haven't seen the one with Tim Curry, but the new one was actually pretty good. I do need to get me a new, I'm trying to look for a meal service maybe that does healthy options as well. But I do like powders. That has to be the weirdest thing I've said. I do like powders. I don't even know how to respond to that. Alright, anyway. So, Nina's finances. Yes, ashwagandha helps you relax and promotes dream recall. The anxiety was too high to let melatonin do its thing. I hear you. Every time I think of melatonin, I think of like a watermelon that's like lifting weights and he's getting toned. It's the worst dad joke I can have, but I made that one up myself. Like a toned melon, you know? It's just going in there. Alright. But yeah, anxiety is not fun. That is one of my least favorites. Okay, finances for Nina. Let's look at this. Upcoming finances forecast for Nina. Oh, that's good. Okay. Alright, so we get the Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay. we could be doing something that is taking away our emotions. Ooh, there's the red balloon. I like that. From It. Or the German, 99 Red Balloons song, which is catchy. I don't know any of the words, though, except Red Balloons. I know that one when they say it. So we have Three of Cups and we have Knight of Cups in reverse, Nina. So this to me is saying that you could be looking at getting rid of things, because these right here, you're talking about finances, but we're looking at emotional cards. So you could be seeing things more clearly, getting rid of, like, decluttering things in your life. I feel like your finances will get better. The Three of Cups right here is a really good card. This one, though, is one we have to pay attention to. The Knight of Cups in reverse. This card is saying, if there is something in your life that's draining you, if there is something that you need to take care of it, get it done, and then focus on having new things come in. Even if it's, I know there can be uncomfortable things. But if we need to declutter, get rid of things that are no longer resonating, it could be emotionally speaking. There could be draining people in your life. There could be, I don't know, angry koalas or some shit. There could be things that you need to change in your life. Get rid of them. Focus on allowing new energy to come into your life. Declutter, okay? Says the guy who has more USB cables than you can possibly imagine. I'm serious. That I have a drawer in my room specifically just for USB cables, and it's full. It's full to the damn brim. But declutter, Nina, because obviously I'm an expert when it comes to that. Started today. Perfect. So Three of Cups is things coming together for you. I love that. When you declutter, when you get rid of what no longer sparks joy, boom, you're ready to go. Instead of getting the crumbs from the buffet, you're getting the whole damn meal, right? From the buffet. And all you can eat does not mean you can eat it all, guys. I need to stress this. There has to be a limit. Okay. All right. I'm glad that resonates, Nina. Just know you're on the right track. You're doing the right thing. And let's go to this one. So, Sunshine 22, are you still there? You were there a second ago. I hope you're still there. I like Sunshine 22, I really do. Oh, I gotta do this part. There it is. Nice and ready. Hot and ready. Doesn't sound as good as when I say it, but when Little Caesar says it. Oh, I want pizza. You guys have to, yes, Sunshine, it's your turn. You guys have to try my favorite candy, okay? I'm not going to try anything that you guys suggest. I don't do that. But you have to try my favorite candy, and that is going to be Ritter Sport with the biscuit cookie in it, okay? Try it. You guys are going to say thank you, and then you'll love it. Trust me, it's really good chocolate. It's good. It's my favorite candy. Had one this weekend. It was good. All right, so Sunshine says, you've never heard of it. Look it up, Nina. Look it up when you go to the store next time. It's kind of a more expensive chocolate. It's like $3 or $4 or something. There's 16 squares of deliciousness, though. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. It's amazing chocolate. Oh, Kayla, that's your favorite too, but you can't find it anywhere. Yes, Ritter's. Yes, it's spelled like that. Okay, I'm going to address Sunshine's question. The biscuit one, do not get the marzipan one. Don't get the cornflake one. Get the biscuit. Get the biscuit. If these were taken out of context, you guys could make me say horrible things. Anyway, what is the advice dealing with Portia I work with? I try to be my friendly self with her, but why is she sending bad vibes my way? Ah, that's a good question. Let's look Sunshine and see what we can find here. Sunshine 22 is looking for a Moonshine 21. Let's see if we can do that for him. Yeah, there's so many flavors of Ritter Sport. There's a hazelnut one, which is okay. There's a cornflake one. There's what's the other flavors? You're very welcome, Sunshine. Anyway, the marzipan one I thought I would really like. Way too sweet. Marzipan is, I don't know. Hey there, Kayla. So you like Ritter Sport too. I'm glad to meet a fan, a fellow Ritter Sportian. I can't believe you can't find them though. Here in where I'm at, they're on like the very bottom shelf in a remote area of the store, kind of. It's like you'd really have to look, or you'd have to be 6 inches tall to see it, but marzipan is similar to molasses and brown sugar. Yeah, but it's way too sweet with the chocolate. The chocolate itself is good, but it's sweet. And the biscuit part of it makes it so there's kind of a neutrality. You're on the East Coast, so you'll look online. Make sure, Nina, the hazelnut is good. I'm not saying it's not, but make sure that you order it in a way it won't be melted. Ooh, the lint, yes, those are good. Ferrero Rocher, I had those this weekend too. Ferrero Rocher is the shit. And if you ask me to spell it in the chat, it's gonna like say Ferrari something, because I don't know how to spell it. But yeah. Ooh, Chico sticks are good. I haven't had one of those in such a long time. And that's true, Sunshine. I'll get the cards here for you. There are people that when you're happy, they will be threatened by your sense of happiness, right? When you're happy, they'll be threatened by your sense of happiness because those people aren't happy themselves. And they will project onto you that you're a try-hard or you're this or you're that. But, yeah. Ooh, Lacta chocolate. There's coconut Ferreros. Ooh, I need to try those. I didn't know there was coconut. And I've never heard of Lacta chocolate, Sarah. And Stefan says you have them there. Oh, Twizzlers are your favorite. You mean the red ones, right? The red Twizzlers, I was smelling those yesterday. I was just in my room. I was playing my games like I usually do, and I smelled... No, was it those or was it Red Vines? Anyway, Red Vines or Twizzlers, delicious. Oh, man. I need to branch out and try a bunch of different candies. Okay, Sunshine, let's look here. Sorry, guys, I get sidetracked with delicious candies. Okay. Yep, okay, I got the card here. Ooh, coconut cake, that sounds good too. The only thing I don't like, and you guys are gonna think, maybe you guys like this, I do not like German chocolate. I like Germans, I like chocolate, but the both of them combined, it's unbearable. No, I'm just kidding. Well, here's what I got. Here's what I got right here. So, we have Death, which is card number 13. And this doesn't mean that your person wants you to die, or is wishing, that'd be horrible. Here's what I'm thinking here, though. This person does not like change. Why are they rude, or why are they someone, you're being your happy, bubbly self? I imagine you're being like the SpongeBob to their Squidward, and they're not having it. So this is someone I feel like has to work on themselves. Still be whoever you are. If this person has a problem with you, don't let it get to you. Be whoever you are. The French pastry. Yeah, if I was in France, I would totally try the French pastry. Here, I'm lucky if I get anything that remotely resembles a baguette. I assume that's French. Right? It's, it's not something I get where I'm from. I don't get the true French experience. I get like I don't know, diet French, like it's almost French, but not quite. So that's kind of where I'm at. But Sunshine, again, you're looking at someone who just doesn't recognize how to be happy themselves. She's rude and immature. Exactly. Don't let it get to you, though. Don't let it get to you. I know that's easier said than done. Just don't give them any attention. If they're going to be rude and immature, still express yourself. Feel that you can do that and move on. Right now we're on, let's see, we're on Sunshine 22, and then we have a DT next, and then J Moon. You're down the list a little ways, but we're on the free list now, so. Don't let anyone else decide how you get to express yourself. I want you, Sunshine. If this person has a problem with you, they're being mean to you, be you even harder. I don't know what that looks like, but I'm able to do it. And so you should too. If someone has a problem with you, just give them the middle finger and say, you know what? No, not today. But do it nicely, you know. Show them that they don't get to you. Let that be something that you show them, that you're strong and you're true in your sense of self-expression, okay? Because this person doesn't like self-actualized people. They don't like people that have their own sense of style, their own sense of unique energy. This person's just a bitter old curmudgeonly son bitch, and you can just throw them off to the side. I don't care. But they don't deserve to bring you down, okay? All right. So, let's move on here. Aditi, are you there? A-D-I-T-I. Write it down. Write that down. Get it tattooed across your forehead. Let them see it. And then they'll realize how much of an asshole they've been. I wish it worked that way. I do. I do, but it doesn't quite fall into that category. And sorry about being late today, guys. I had some stuff I had to do. And by stuff, I mean take a very, very long shower. Like unnecessarily long. Like you'd be like, is he alive? Barely. Awesome, Stefan. You have a good one. And Aditi, you type your question. I'll be waiting here. I'll be on tomorrow though at 1. I'm gonna try my hardest to be on here at 1. So expect me at 6. Hug right back at you, Sunshine 22. Unless you're saying that to Stefan, in which case we'll do a triple hug. We'll just all hug each other, and then the awkwardness can fade away that I'm feeling right now. Current feelings of... You're good, I Kang. So just right here, I'm going to write your name down. Welcome to the channel, though, I Kang. Thank you for coming on here. You are on the list. Awesome, Manuel. You're right after DT, who I'm reading right now. So stay here because you're right after this person who I'm reading now. And a hug for me, too. Thank you, Sunshine. There's a hug for you in there as well. Okay, so let me do this here. And currently, okay, feelings of Amar. So let's look at that for you. Okay, hold on. No contact. Okay, let me see what we can find for you. Hold on. As I always say, and I'll always say it, because I don't believe in focusing on the limerence. Currently no contact. Okay, I figured that's what you meant. I'll say this, and I'll say it every time. No matter what the situation is, if it is currently no contact, if you can move on, move on. Okay, if this person's meant to be in your life, they will come back in your life, things will happen, things will move forward. A lot of times, though, these people are meant to be glimpses in our life so that we may get something better later on. So don't think that your one and only has left or anything like that, you guys. Realize that you have options, you have choices. I personally don't believe in soulmates because I think it locks us into a way of thinking that is like there's only one person for us out there in the whole world. And that's going to make it so that it's very difficult for us to find anyone else. And it makes it so that we hold on hope into something that could actually not be that situation. Do I see him happy without you? We'll see here. All right, what are his feelings towards... What are his feelings towards you. So let's do that. What are his current feelings towards DT? All right. 7 of coins in reverse. Okay. 7 of coins in reverse. I wouldn't say they're happy without you, but it feels to me like there's emotional suppression on this person's side. Like, as I've said before, a lot of times when we're dealing with these X energies or we're dealing with these kinds of energies, they're with people that don't know how to emotionally feel themselves out. They don't know how to feel the same way that we would feel about a situation. So in this situation, it feels to me like someone who's running from things. It feels to me like someone who's not necessarily focusing on the relationship that they had. If this person could keep themselves busy with other things, that to me feels like something. I would say if it is no contact, if that is the situation, move on to make it so that you can live your own life. If this person wants to be with you, they will make it known. And always have that be something, guys. When someone wants to be with you, they will make it known that they want to be with you, okay? If they leave you high and dry, then you know their answer. It hurts, it sucks, but eventually you'll find a partner that can work with you. But sometimes we have to go through relationships, and we have to go through a lot of partners before we find someone who gets it, someone who gets us, and someone who's a good match for us. So, yeah, and sometimes depending on how we were raised, and Heavenly, I can write your name down here. Sometimes depending on how we were raised, we may view certain people as being very good matches for us, but really, they are, they're traumatic people that trigger something. Exactly, Solani. Yep. Okay, Larib Rashid, I'll write your name down here. Hold on. Yeah, you're on the free list here. So, you see his name everywhere and every day. Eventually that starts to go away. Don't take it, guys, do not take this as a sign that you're meant to be with this person, but you're not with them now and the universe just wants you to suffer. Okay, never do that to yourselves. All right, if you're meant to be with someone, they will be with you. The universe is not wanting you to suffer through something. Have it be something that you guys can look at and say, you know what? I'm seeing their name everywhere. Eventually that starts to disappear. Things like that disappear. Maybe you're feeling guilty. Maybe you're feeling like you could have done things different. Maybe you're feeling like you should hold on to the connection. And the only way you can feel close to this person is to see them in certain things. But realize that you didn't mess up in a way that this is the only person for you and there will be no one else, okay? There will be better options that present themselves, but there's certain lessons we have to learn. Sometimes through contrastic means. That's how humans tend to learn. Contrasting meaning that sometimes humans learn much, much more through suffering than we do through any other way. Suffering is an amazing teacher. It's harsh, but it teaches us lessons, okay? So that's kind of what I'm talking about there. They're not fun lessons, but they're lessons that need to be learned regardless, okay? So eventually it starts to dissipate, but we have to realize that that connection is not for us, especially at this moment in time. And when we do that, things get better for us. What's yours will come to you eventually. You don't have to worry and feel less. Feel good and love yourself. Good, Solani. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to go to the next one here. Manuel, what was your question? Oh, man. Coffee everywhere. Okay, let's look at that. For me, the soulmate thing, the twin flame stuff and all that, that's something I want to break in the spiritual community. And some people won't resonate with that, and that's okay. But I want to get rid of, guys, look up what limerence means. Look up what these kinds of concepts are that I'm talking about so that you can understand where I'm coming from. I just don't want you guys to feel like you just have to suffer. You know, and you blew your shot with that one person and now it's done. Your life is over. It's no. There are so many people you guys could be compatible with. So many people. But we have to put ourselves in situations where we find those kinds of people and where we can recognize them. And it is, Solani, the soulmate concept, the twin flame concept, it is toxic. I agree with that 100%. I've seen people stay in horribly physically and emotionally abusive situations, and they'll say, well, that's my soulmate. And it's like, no, that's an awful person. And you feel like you need to stay with them because you're beating yourself up and you're using your partner to beat yourself up too. So it's toxic. I've seen horrible things from that, so that's why I don't buy into it. At one point on the channel, I did those kinds of readings, right? I didn't know any better at the time. And so my channel, I do have those kinds of readings if you go back far enough. I'm not doing it now, though, because I know that that's wrong. That preys on people's insecurities. Especially that karmic relationship thing. People put that in depression by thinking, yeah, I hear you, Solani. I hear you. Okay, so does your ex Libra want to get back together with you in a new relationship? Let's see here. Okay, I'm seeing this card here. That is the Strength card. And it's a woman, and she's kind of like on a stone lion kind of figure. It's the best way I can describe it, because it's like a painted lion. It doesn't look like there's life in it. It looks like it's stone. But it's showing the symbol of strength, which is this lion. And it's this kind of energy that, to me, is focusing on, if this person wants to be with you, they're going to make an effort. Like we've been saying before. But if not, Manuel, in my opinion, move on. Don't let people take you to a place where we're wondering if they're going to come back or not. If it's meant to be, it'll happen. But I'm saying right now, no. This card to me is saying build up your own strength, build up that inner reserve. People we're meant to be with, we're going to be with. And there doesn't have to be this weird kind of effort. A lot of people think love is this feeling of like chasing someone relentlessly, and then you finally catch them, and then that's love. No, that's playing games. That's playing games with people. Real relationships, especially as we get older, there is no games. We shouldn't do that with ourselves. There shouldn't be hot and cold stuff. There shouldn't be this whole, do they like me, do they not? And another thing, Manuel, or anyone else that's watching this now, if you have to come on here, and I'm more than happy to answer your guys' questions, but if you have to come on here and ask me if so-and-so likes you or if there's a possibility of this or that, realize no. Realize that if they're wanting to do it, they will do it. They will be there with you. They will try with you. But if they are not there, take that as a sign that they are not there, okay? And move on. It hurts, it sucks, but staying stuck on a situation also hurts and sucks, and it lasts a lot longer. So learning to move on and let go and ultimately not take it personal, which I know is easier said than done, that's something that we need to have as time goes on. Okay. So let's do this one. King Leo or Robert. You're very welcome, Manuel. Thank you for being patient. I appreciate that, my friend, and welcome to the channel. Hopefully you're still there, Robert. Oh, man. You're very welcome, Manuel. You're very welcome. Thank you for trusting me with that reading. I appreciate that. When you guys come on here and ask me questions, you're being vulnerable with me. I do appreciate that. Because it's hard to do that. Yes, it will, Solani. Yes, it will. Okay. So let's do this one. Zara, are you there? I think King Leo stepped out for a second. So let's do either Zara or YouTube. Zara or Bussin' YouTube. Oh, there's Queen 9 again. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Queen 9. Oh, my lips get tickly. Yes, Queen just donated, but YouTube, if you want to go, then I'm going to do Queen's question. So you go first, YouTube, because I called your name, and then Queen, I'll do your question right after. Yes, you can, Queen 9. In fact, I was kind of counting on it. But yeah, you can. I'll allow it. Okay. You're probably typing it right now, YouTube, so when you're ready, just post it and I'll be there. There's a lag in sending messages. Oh. Oh, you're good. You're good. If there's a lag, guys, it's okay. I only get very angry, but I eventually calm down. No, I understand when we're doing this online stuff, it can be a little laggy. Okay, so YouTube says, you want to know what's coming in your love life. Anybody good coming? Let's look here. It seems like it does. It seems like it does, Queen. Let's see what we can do here. Okay. All that coffee and I still yawn. Keyword is good. Alright, keyword is good. Let's see here. Have you been working, YouTube, have you been working on possibly not attracting bad partners? That's going to be the main thing. I can do the future stuff all you want, but you have to be working on healing yourself so that we don't attract toxic partners. A lot of times people haven't done any of the work, but they're expecting the results. So that's why I bring it up. Okay, and I've got resources. You guys tell me if you need help in those areas. I can give you some resources for some other people on YouTube that know a lot more than I do about this stuff. And some of them are psychologists. Some of them have just had life experiences that are more personal than my experience. And so if you're wanting to learn self-love concepts or how to develop that, let me know. I can give you guys some resources. Okay, so let's do this here. All right, so here's what I've got. We've got Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Being busy with work, to be honest. I understand. It's hard to find the time to do that, but a lot of times we keep attracting the same kind of partner or partners with similar habits or similar patterns until we deal with our stuff on why we attract those certain people in our lives. If we haven't had good relationships with people, odds are, growing up, our home life was chaotic, and it made it so that we didn't know what true love feels like or what it could possibly be, and so we could be mistaking drama for love, right? Or we could be mistaking conditional love for unconditional love, and then we keep attracting these kinds of partners that aren't for us, and eventually we learn how to not attract those partners when we've done some of the healing work. But that takes time. We have to have love for the self, care for the self, and then we start to shift our attention in ways that says, you know what, I care too much about myself than to give up my boundaries for this person who's barely doing anything for me in the relationship. And we learn what self-respect and love looks like in those ways. Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So I see this card here. There's still some healing that needs to be done, some healing work that needs to be done. You said keyword good, okay? There has to be either research that's being done, books that are being read, or things that you're listening to align yourself with this kind of loving energy. If we didn't grow up in a situation where we have normal self-regulatory things to check in on ourselves and to see what's good and what's not good for us, then we need to have something that teaches us those concepts kind of from the ground up. So Knight of Pentacles in reverse to me could be extremely slow-moving partner energy, or, you know, and I get it. We get busy with things. But in order to attract the love that we want in our life, we have to be almost fervently working on what self-love means. It needs to almost be an obsession, right? If we're really wanting to get better, if we're really wanting things to move for us, we need to put time and effort into what that would mean for us. And like I said, I have resources. I can tell you guys, it's a painful journey to go on, but it's going to be one you will be so happy that you did, because then you can see who's a bullshitter, who's fake, who's real, and how to attract the type of person that you would want. Because no one wants a dishonest, unkind, or unloyal partner. Okay, we want someone who will be there for us and who that we can be very tender and vulnerable with, and they can reward us with a sense of love and appreciation and respect. But until we learn what that would look like, until we learn what it looks like to be respected, what it looks like to be appreciated by other people, it's kind of like we'll settle for anything. And sometimes when we're very desperate to settle for anything in a relationship, it makes it so that we keep attracting people that will abuse and misuse our trust. And we need to understand what that looks like. Sometimes we're working with people-pleasing tendencies or perfectionistic tendencies. A lot of the times people that visit this channel have those two things in common. And because of that, it's really hard for us to see people for who they really are. We want to see the best in people, right? Because we're good people. But a lot of times, that way of looking at people, that is not true. It's really important for us to be very selective with who we let into our lives. Not just anyone can come in. The more we do that, the more the universe keeps giving us shit. But once we start being selective and we start being discerning, then we start getting somewhere in these kinds of connections. Hopefully, YouTube, that gives you some insight there. Queen 9, what was your question? So now we'll do this here. Essentially, yeah, it's a long no. But I want to have it be something where there can be self-improvement, but we have to be willing to work on the self. So it really depends on how you look at it. It could be a long no, but if you take it seriously and this is something you really want to have in your life, then it could definitely be a yes. But a lot of times people come on here and I feel like they hear what I say, they don't want to do the work. Right? If I'm going to be completely honest, I feel like a lot of people want to have something just dropped in their lap and then they have love. But the way we were brought up in society, it's not something we can just kind of flip a switch and do. It's something we have to work for. And then eventually we don't have to, but yeah, it just takes time. Awesome, Solani, 333. It's 4:03 for me, so you must be... You're either a half hour behind or you're 23 hours ahead. 23 and a half hours ahead. I don't know. Either one would be interesting. Okay. Okay, yeah, you're up. You're welcome, YouTube. You're up after I do Queen 9's reading here. Solani, so you're the next one up. Okay. But I'm doing Queen 9's reading here first. So you wanted to know what you need to focus on in terms of healing. Okay, it's been anxious time weekend for me and I've hated it. Something wants my attention, but I think I need some advice and direction on it. Okay. So let's look here and let's see. Would it be okay, Queen, if I connected with your energy here? Kind of funny that so guys, just like what Queen is saying there, if we're avoiding something and we know we're avoiding it, odds are that might be the direction we need to go in. I figured that's what you meant, Solani. I figured you meant it was that time for you, because you telling me what time it is here wouldn't make a lot of sense. Okay, so let's do this here. All right. Okay, so Queen 9, what I'm getting here is I feel like if you start treating yourself like you're a priority, that's going to be the main thing. There can be a sense of feeling like it's easier for me to focus on others or situations rather than it is to focus on myself. And so we could busy ourselves with other things, but when it comes to self-care, self-love, I feel like you do the basics, you take care of yourself, but when it comes to anything deeper than that, it's harder for you to justify it. It's harder for you to take the time out of your day to say, okay, I want to do this thing or I want to do that without feeling guilt or shame is what I'm feeling. It feels like there's a sense of you do want to do the work, you do want to get better, but there can be a sense of guilt or there can be a sense of shame that's attached to it. So it's not like you're lazy or anything like that. It's like you want to do it, but, oh, you haven't even done the basics. Okay. So that would be another thing then entirely. What I mean is this, Queen 9, like you get up and you shower, right? Or, I hope you shower at some point. I hope you have that kind of thing where it's like you take care of the basics in the way that like you shower, you eat, you're still living, you're breathing. That's what I mean when I talk about the basics. I'm saying going deeper than that, though, can be difficult for you because it's easier to do that with other people, to be there for others, but to be there for yourself is difficult because of the guilt or the shame, right? So that's what I'm talking about. Shame and guilt attached to it. Okay, perfect. So not perfect. It's not a good thing to go through, but you do realize there's an issue. There's something that's triggering that. So that's something we can kind of go into. So the best thing to do then is to kind of go back to these emotions, these feelings. It's kind of important for us to look at why do we feel guilt, okay? Was it instilled in us when we were a child? Was there a sense of putting others first before ourselves and then doing something like that? Right, you've skipped meals, unfortunately, and that tends to happen too. I know that. I get that. I've done it too, right? I've been a people pleaser. I've skipped meals. I've done the whole thing. But yeah, it eventually gets to a point that your self-love starts to suffer because you're focused on others so much, and you feel like that's going to be something that is going to be helpful, right? To focus solely on others. But in a lot of ways, it's not, right? And in a lot of ways, Queen 9, we could be using that to escape. We could be using those exact same kind of things to escape our own sense of anxiety or our own sense of self-loathing. We focus on others so that we don't have to focus on ourselves. And these are usually people that you're busy all the time. You're focused on other things. And so it makes it hard to focus on you. Yes. Okay. So looking at childhood is going to be something that you can do in these situations. So a lot of times our parents or our peers put fear in us when it comes time to like self-development, self-actualization. In a normal childhood where there isn't any trauma or anything that we have to focus on or heal necessarily, there's going to be a sense of a feeling of like being able to go out and do the things that we want to do and be individuals without feeling criticized or without feeling like we can't turn to our parents for help. In a lot of ways, for a lot of us, we grow up with parents that can be very like cruel or vindictive, or they can even be jealous of us and in our sense of self-expression. And in some way, shape, or form, they can mute how we talk about ourselves, or they can make it feel like self-care is wrong. The only kind of thing that you should do is focus on other people because self-care is being selfish. And there's a lot of that that's going on in this world. And like I said, that's what develops the people-pleasing mentality. And because of that, again, the perfectionistic tendencies tend to go hand in hand. Perfectionistic tendencies being, I'm not going to want to try anything new because I'm just going to mess it up anyway, right? And it's just one of those things. It's one of those things that takes time and it takes effort to get to that place of healing. Let's see. So Queen 9, do you read at all? Are you somewhat of a reader? I've got some recommendations of books, but it just depends on if you're someone who reads or not. Because I have a book that might be able to help, but it's a lot to read, and I would recommend reading it in, 10 pages a day, and then processing what you've read, because it's kind of going into deeper concepts here. But again, that's if you're a reader. If you're not, then I can recommend other things. Not sometimes, Solani. It's every time. From what I've seen, every time there's been things in childhood, they surface back in adulthood. You read a little bit. Okay, so there's a book, because a lot of times in childhood, the trauma is unexpressed, and we suppress it so that we can grow up in a somewhat normal way. The brain blocks us from feeling that trauma because we can't do anything with it in an emotionally comprehensive way. And then when we get older, we have these issues, we have these problems, and it's because we weren't able to deal with those kind of extreme emotions in the moment because we blocked them off. The brain likes to keep itself from feeling uncomfortable, so it blocks off those emotions or those feelings. Hey there, Chantel. Happy to have you here. Awesome, Solani. Awesome. Okay, so the book is called... trying to remember what it is. It's like, I think it's called Healing the Mother Wound, if I'm not mistaken. And this could be if you had a mom or a dad or just anyone in, hey there, Clean Music Lover, how you doing? Or just anyone in general that kind of was in your life that was a parental figure that was not able to meet your needs. If we're ever in a situation where we're children and then we're adults and we're looking back at our childhood and we felt like we were too much for our parents to handle, that's on your parents. That's not on you. You were a child. You were not too much to handle, but your parents didn't know how to handle you in the way that was appropriate, and they made you feel lesser than, right? I'm doing good, Clean Music Lover, but that's kind of where I'm at there. We need to get rid of the guilt that's associated with our sense of independence and living, because without that, it's going to be very difficult for us to find something later on. And in a lot of ways, let me see if I can find the exact link. I'll post it in the chat here. Give me 1 second. I will. Give me 1 second while I try to find another thing. I want to make sure I find the right book, and I'll give you guys a link to it. There it is. Okay. Give me 1 second as I try to do this. Okay, so it's The Emotionally Absent Mother, How to Recognize and Heal the Invisible Effects of Childhood Emotional Neglect. Now, I'm going to do this here. Just give me 1 second because I'm going to get the link. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Now, if you guys click on this link, it is an affiliate link. So I make a little bit of money from it, but it doesn't cost you guys anything extra. I'm just disclosing that, but that should take you right to the book that I'm referring to, okay? So, like I said, if you guys buy it from there, I think I make like 50 cents if each time you guys buy it or something like that. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It helps me make money for the channel, so feel free to do that if you wouldn't mind. But, yeah. So that book is going to be very helpful. And like I said, I want you guys, when you're reading that book, I want you to read a few pages of it, okay? The first half of the book, it's talking about things. The second half of the book, it's talking about doing some of the work. I want you guys to take it step by step and realize that if you're feeling overwhelmed by it, take a step back from it, come back to it at another time. It's delving into things that can be kind of hard for us to process. Eventually it gets easier though, but this is the part where the healing comes in to effect. Healing hurts, okay? In order for us to heal, there's something that has to be hurt in the first place, and when we're healing something that hurts, there is pain. So I want you guys to realize that's part of the process, but don't feel bad. Don't feel bad for feeling bad while you're going through this process. It's part of it, okay? All right. So Queen, does that kind of help answer that question for you? Hopefully that helps answer that question. And that book can help, and there's other resources. There's people on YouTube that talk about things a lot. Actually, let me give you the links to those. Or like this, hold on. I want you guys to remember it like this, okay? Give me 1 second here. I'm just making my little thing, my iPad. I'm getting rid of all the text there. Hey, Charlene. You're very welcome. And you said you didn't want to do it because you didn't want to feel the pain. I get that. Sure, we can do that, Queen 9. Hey there, clean music lover. The kind of bet questions, you know, the sports questions, I'm not going to do those, like for bets and stuff. If you have another question, though, just because I don't feel like that, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable answering those kinds of questions. But if you have another question, clean music lover, when your turn comes up, we can do something else. Oh, tarot. Oh, okay. You're just wondering if, well, regardless, feel comfortable doing those questions. You were described as very favorable, intelligent, and awesome. How hard you work. Well, thank you. She, at Tarot Chic Tarot Reading, said hi, and you are welcome to appear plus speak to her during live streams. Oh. Well, thank you, Chantel. That's very nice of them to say that. Okay. Oh, no, Queen 9, you're just fine. I'm not viewing it like you didn't value my advice. I appreciate you saying that, though. But let's look at what the cards have to say. What else can Queen learn from the cards here? Okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay, here's what I got here. I'm going to kind of go over this a little bit quicker, Queen 9, because we sort of addressed this, but I'm going to address some different topics here for a second. So we have the World card in reverse, okay? We have the Page of Cups in reverse. Hey, Elizabeth. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Seven of Pentacles. And we have the Tower. All right. All right, clean music lover. Let me put you on the list here, and then when I get to your turn, you can ask that question, and we can answer it for you. Yeah, but how are you doing, Elizabeth? Clean. Let's do this here. Okay. So, the World in reverse, with the Page of Cups in reverse, not having progression until we work through our emotional issues, okay? Page of Cups, that is emotion. Cups are emotion. Page of Cups is a card of like emotional, like developing emotions, learning to work with them, but when it's in reverse, we could still have tendencies to view these things as being immature. Like it feels like your sense of self-healing, maybe you feel like you're being selfish to do that, but it has to be done. And if people think you're being selfish, I don't care, and you shouldn't either, because your healing journey is your healing journey. If people have a problem with it, that's their issue. Three of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, and the Tower card here is showing that when you work with yourself, okay, and you develop a sense of growing and knowledge, that's going to be the most important one. The Seven of Pentacles here, this is a card of growth and knowledge, of understanding the self. You'll see the seeds right here are sowing into this, where there's this kind of, it almost looks like a bonsai tree coming up. And so we have to go through a transformational process in order for us to get the rewards of it. Hey there, Teeny Cup, how are you doing? And welcome to the Vibe Zone. There it is, there we go. So, the Tower card comes in here to say that there has to be destruction for healing to occur. And I can give you guys an example of this here, okay? Let me give you an example. If you think about life when it starts on here, Lizelle T, thank you for the subscription, my friend. If you think about life and how things begin and how things start, everything that's on here has a bigger macrocosmic or a microcosmic counterpart. Okay, I talk about duality on the channel all the time, so let me explain what I mean by this. Life begins and starts through different things, through different means, but it's kind of similar in a lot of ways, and I'll explain what I mean by that. So you have plants. Plants have seeds. And then from the seeds grows the plant, okay? Animals or humans, there's eggs. From there grows the animal, the human, whatever there happens to be. But when there is the seed, in order for that seed to grow and to become something, what has to happen first? That seed has to go from being in the light down into the darkness of the earth. When it is in the darkness of the earth and it is blind and it cannot see what is happening, it feels itself shatter. It feels itself open. Okay, it's being watered, it feels itself open, and during this time of change, it feels like it's dying. It feels like everything is over, it's done. But what's actually happening is a transformation is taking place. The seed has to crack in order for there to be growth. And what this means is that we have to be uncomfortable in whatever is going on in our life. And when that happens, right? When that happens, that's when we know we're growing and when we're evolving. Eggs are the same way, right? You would think when the egg is cracking, that there's something inside. It could be hurt, it could be whatever, but it's giving life to something. The egg has to break for life to come forth. The seed has to break for life to come forth. And that's the area that we're at now. When we're in that area of transformation, sometimes we just want to stay in the dark. We can feel the cracks and the crevices within the seed or the egg, but we refuse to break out completely. And when we're in that space, that's when we suffer the most. And it's really hard for us to let go of the seed or the egg that we were used to, but we're no longer comfortable there. And we have to open ourselves up to something bigger, right? And that's the area where a lot of us are at. Doing okay. We'll be here for a bit till I sleep. Appreciate you. Well, thank you, Teeny Cup. I appreciate that. But that's kind of the area that we're talking about here. So there has to be growth through pain. I know it doesn't sound like the funnest thing to do, but you know, there's a lot of weird things that humans have to do. We have to go to the bathroom a lot, and you would think that wouldn't be something we'd have to do that often, but here we are. So that's where I'm at, Queen 9. Hopefully that makes sense and that resonates. You're on the precipice of understanding yourself in a deeper way, but you have to feel the pain and realize that the pain doesn't define who you are as a person. It's an expression that guides you towards an even higher expression, but it's not something that you're going to be in permanently, but it has to be felt to be transformed. It has to be felt to be alchemized and turned into something else. Suffering and pain, when you alchemize it, when you make it into something else, when you transmute it, turns into wisdom and love. But it takes time, and you have to address it and acknowledge it as being painful, and then it moves on to something else. Yes, you're going towards a breakthrough. I don't think so, I know so. And yeah, you're going towards a breakthrough. Hey there, Concrete. Yeah, I can put you on the list here. So that's what I've got for you, Queen 9. Hopefully that resonates. And you just need to do the work and realize that doing it's half the battle, if not like 99% of it. Okay. Need to keep a positive mindset through it, absolutely. But at the same time, for all of you guys that are watching this, please don't feel like that positive mindset has to be the only way you handle this. Yes, be as positive as you can, but any other emotions that come through, anger, frustration, negativity to an extent, let yourself express those things, because being positive all the time makes it so you're blocking off the human experience. We don't need to be positive all the time. Let yourself be neutral, and whatever emotions you're feeling, allow yourself to feel them, move through them, and then go to the next one. Don't feel like you have to view everything through a positive lens. Sometimes things are shitty, and that's okay. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Let yourself feel those things. Exactly. You can feel bad, and that's completely normal. Yes, 100% on that. So that's kind of the area that I'm talking about there. Okay, so let's do this here. So Solani, what was your question? Because now it's your turn. Okay. I understand that. I understand that, Queen 9. I've just thrown that out there as a for instance, but yeah, I think you got this. I really do. I think you're going to be doing really well. Positive mindset definitely helps in processing the emotions. Just a general, what do I see coming? Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to use these cards here. These are, I call them the round bastards right here, because that's what these are. These are round tarot cards, kind of hard to shuffle, but definitely worth the effort. Exactly, can't shame yourself for feelings. No, that puts us further back. Just look at it like gentleness and love. Speak to yourself as if you're responsible for someone that you are taking care of, okay? Speak to yourself like you're 5 years old, and when your thoughts come in and they're bullying you, speak to yourself like you're protecting a 5-year-old. And what would you say in those instances? You'd say, oh, you don't get to do that. You would protect that 5-year-old. You would protect someone who is depending on you for protection. Allow yourself to be that for you as well. Hopefully that made sense the way I said it. If not, I can try saying it again. All right. Okay. Okay, let's do this here. What does Solani need to know? What do I see coming in for Solani? Let's look one more time here. Let's shuffle. Hey, Laura, I can put you on the list here. Hey there, Laura. 1 second, I'll put you down. I'll let you know when it's your turn, and then you can state your question. Just, hold tight for me. And welcome to the channel. And I'm glad, Solani, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Hold on 1 second here. Okay, so let's do this. Let's see what we get coming in. Okay, so Solani, we get this card here. This is the healer card, okay? The healer is interesting. You'll notice that there is a snake, and you'll notice that, to me, this looks like an egg. But I view it as a snake, and it is a snake. The snake represents healing because the snake sheds its skin so that it may start something again. The snake is a very healing kind of energy, and it shows rejuvenation or rebirth in a lot of ways. Not quite like the phoenix does, but in a way that's similar to saying we need to get rid of the old self before the new self may fully come in and be realized. And sometimes what that means is that for a moment our identity shifts. And in that time, we don't know who we are. And a lot of times when we don't know who we are or what we're doing, that's when we are at the precipice of making great breakthroughs and discoveries. And so if we ever find ourselves really questioning things, really feeling that uncomfortable feeling, it generally means we're on the verge of something great happening. But it's also a process that can be difficult for us to feel, but it's necessary regardless. This right here to me is saying the shadow side, right, you're still healing and knowing yourself. The shadow side with you is being healed and it's being expressed. Let yourself keep going with that experience and realize that there's a deepness, there's a depth to this that you're going to be coming more and more in contact with, and you're going to understand things in a much deeper way as time goes on. And you've changed a lot perfect. That's good. That's going to be something that's going to help you big time in the long run. But what I'm seeing here, the healer, the shadow, and the focus on those kinds of things, you have changed. You've been doing well. There's a sense of pride in taking that and doing the work that you need to do. There's still more work that needs to be done, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't congratulate yourself. Focus on the small celebrations. Focus on the big celebrations. Let yourself be present in the moment and realize that it's all just about embracing change for what it is, okay? The only two things that are constant in this life, I mean, maybe there's more than two things, but, you know, it's change and it's death. Those are two things those won't change, right? That sounds weird. Anyway, I think you understand what I'm saying. There's always going to be change. And if we get comfortable with being uncomfortable, that's when we know we're moving in the right direction. That takes time, though, and we have to gear our brains towards getting that dopamine fix in a way that isn't instantaneous, right? Still need to learn. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I view it as good, though, because the snake in this, it says the healer. And that to me is really good because it means you're focusing on healing, which means you're taking the right steps. So I see this as good. You're becoming more and more of a truth seeker as time moves on. And what's funny is the more you heal, the more you realize how much work needs to be done. But eventually it doesn't become intimidating. It becomes kind of this fun process where you're like, okay, what can I make better about myself? And we sort of become someone who wants to improve the self more and more and more. And it becomes kind of an obsession in a way, you know? It hurts, and then it's like, okay, what can I do to make myself better? How can I make things better? So, good, Solani. I'm glad you resonate with that. Perfect. Okay. Britt, are you still there? Oh, man. All right, so I'll do this. Brit, Red Moon, or J Moon? Are you guys there? Brit, Red Moon, or J Moon? You're very welcome, Solani. It's going to be doing this for 1 second here. Hold on. All right, hold on 1 second here. Absolutely. No, not yet, Laura. Okay, so Cassandra, I'll put you on the list too. It'll be a second before we get to you, but we'll do it that way. So I'll do this. Ivory Johnson, are you there? And yeah, Laura, not quite yet, but we'll get to you. I don't think it'll be that much longer either, so just sit tight. So let's do Ivory Johnson, I Kang, or Heavenly Tips. Ivory Johnson, I Kang, or Heavenly Tips. Okay. All right. So Lariab Rashid, are you there? Lariab Rashid, clean music lover or concrete surfer? That's okay if they step away. They can always come back. And concrete surfer, you're there, so you might be the next one up. We're moving through the list pretty quick here. All right, so what was your question, Concrete? Okay, clean music, you're there. All right, so I'm gonna do Concrete's question, and then it will be your turn, clean music. So Concrete and then clean music. All right, let's look at that. Will Concrete be successful? And then clean music lover, if you want to ask your question again, I can just jump to your question right after Concrete's question. So. All right. Perfect. Thank you, clean music lover. We will do that right after Concrete's. Thank you for being patient, too. All right. Will Concrete be successful? Okay. All right. So we have this card here. This is the High Priestess in reverse. You'll be successful, but you have to listen to your intuitions. There's a tendency to doubt or to put too much stock on how other people think or how other people feel. You need to go into this in a way that says how you're feeling, what you want to do. Okay, if other people have an issue with it, not your concern. You will be successful, but there will be setbacks. You have to understand that that's part of the process. If you really want to have success, lasting success, there's things that we have to learn. And if that's the case, Concrete, then you just have to move through that. When you ask, will I be successful? It's like saying, will I drink water? It's up to you if you want to be successful. Read books on the topic. Learn how to understand different parts of business or whatever it is that you want to do. But that's what I'm seeing there. All right, Sarabi Kumari, I'll put you on the list here. Hold on. Okay. All right, so clean music lover, you are up next. Let me do this, and I'll go to your question, so hopefully you're still here. You are welcome, Concrete. All right, so clean music lover, what are Daryl's current feelings towards you? Let's look. What are Daryl's... Okay, perfect. You're still here. Good. What are Daryl's current feelings towards you? And then Laura, you are up next. So if you want to type your question again, because, yeah, hopefully you're still there. All right. Okay, so let's see, what are Daryl's current feelings towards you? Okay, when will you hear from Dale? Okay, so, Laura, right down here, I charge for time frame questions. So if you want to do that, we can, or you can go for a different question. Your turn will get here when it gets here, Sarabi. It gets here when it gets here, so... But yeah, time frame questions I charge for. If you want to ask another question, you can do one question, one card for free. But yeah, I do charge for time frames. All right, so we get this card here for Daryl's current feelings towards you. Odds are, okay, that's a good one, Laura. That works. So if I see Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and the fact that you guys are asking me, what does this person feel towards you? Something's telling me you can't go to that person and get a straight answer, or maybe it's a no contact situation. Seven of Pentacles in reverse, I'm going to say if there's a possibility of moving on, I would move on. You know, don't wait for people in your life. Seven of Pentacles in reverse is feelings not moving forward, or this person not showing you what you would want out of a relationship at this point in time. Again, if we're with a partner and we can ask them these questions directly, that's when you know it's a good partner. But if you're wondering how they feel and you're talking to a third party who is me, right, I assumed it was no contact, then that probably means we need to refocus on love and what we can find in our lives. Because you shouldn't have to come to me. You guys should be able to get answers directly from the people that we're trying to reach. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to wonder how my partner feels about me. I can just go to her and say, hey, what's up? And then she tells me. Okay, so, yeah, you live in different states currently. Okay, so I'm going to say if you can, move on from the situation. And if they're meant to be, they're meant to be. I've said that this whole live that I've been doing. If not, they won't. So don't hold space for something that's a maybe. Do things in your life right now that you can focus on, that bring you peace and happiness. And if someone's meant to be in your life with you, they will come along. But right now, it's not feeling like with this person, there's going to be anything at this point in time from what I'm getting there. So, all right, Laura says, what are his feelings towards you? Let's look. All right, what are his feelings towards Laura? Or Laura. Laura. Okay. You're welcome, Clean Music Lover. Hopefully I don't come across as too harsh, you guys. I just know time isn't something we get back. And sometimes we spend a lot of time pining over a situation that just can't be. And I just feel like there's better things we can do with our time than wondering if so-and-so is going to come back, you know? Okay. What are Dale's feelings towards Laura? Okay. So I get Four of Swords in reverse. If I see, because Four of Swords upright is a card of resting. If I see Four of Swords in reverse, it makes me think of someone who at times could maybe be a little overbearing or a little too... Maybe they're more logical than they are emotional. But the Four of Swords in reverse could be this person... I feel like it could be talking about instability, or someone who's not like the most stable person, or someone who... It just feels like certain things would make this person kind of irrational, I guess would be what I'm feeling. Four of Swords in reverse, I'm going to say probably not the best in this situation, because if it's upright, you haven't spoken in months. Okay. So I would honestly say, Laura, and thank you for being open and honest with me, if this is something you can do to kind of move past the situation, I definitely would. We don't, in my opinion, we don't want to have someone in our lives that we're wondering if they're going to come back or how they feel. Odds are, if they really cared about you, they would have reached out to you. There wouldn't be months without any contact, and maybe that hurts to hear that, but you know when someone likes you. They will do whatever they can to be with you. But if we're with people that tolerate our presence or that can barely, stand us, let's get for something better. Let's do something better. Regardless of if you walked away from this situation or they did, they made their choice, in my opinion. So it's not something that, you deserve better. You deserve better than a possible maybe from someone coming back, and you're not a revolving door, right? Waiting for someone to come back, or possibly, I don't know if you're waiting, but it just makes it so that you put your life on hold for someone to possibly walk back into your life, do the exact same things they did before. You felt like there was something there. I don't feel that there was, but a lot of times we can mistake relationships with trauma, right? We can mistake those two, maybe this person acted like your dad did. Maybe there's some father wounds or there's some wounds that need to be healed. And this person knew exactly those buttons to press. And then they just kind of walked away in those situations. So it could be that we need to do some healing ourselves. I talk about healing on this channel all the time. Again, not sure if that's your situation. This isn't a psychic thing. It's just advice at this point. But hopefully, Laura, that makes sense and gives you some insight there. Okay, Cassandra, what was your question? You're very welcome. You're very welcome, Laura. Are you there, Cassandra? Okay, then, Sarabi Kamari. Are you there? Okay, there we go. Awesome. Okay, so Sarabi Kamari, you'll be after Cassandra, so you can type your question now if you're still here. Okay, so this coming week seems it will be intense, so any advice that should... What should you be prepared for? Okay, let's do that. Let's look at what you should be prepared for. What should Cassandra be prepared for? Hey there, Lone Siege. Yeah, we can do your question. I'm thinking of calling it good. I'll do this, but you'll be the last person on the list, Lone Siege, so you'll be coming up right after Cassandra here. So if you want to, Lone Siege, can you type your question for me, and then after I get done with Cassandra's question, I can go to yours? Because I'm thinking of doing this. It's been sort of a... It's, yeah. I'll be on again tomorrow, though, Robert, if you're still on there. I'm thinking of calling it good for today after I do Cassandra and then Lone Siege here. Okay, guys, here we go. Let me do this a little bit more. Awesome. Robert, I'll be expecting you, okay, buddy? You take care, and, yeah, I'll get to you tomorrow, all right? All right, Lone Siege. So I'll do Cassandra's. What advice do I have? What should you be prepared for? Okay, so we have 10 of Wands in reverse, okay? What this is saying to me, what you should be prepared for, you too, Robert, you have a good one, my friend. What you should be prepared for is an unburdening process to come into your life, Cassandra. I feel like you're going to be entering a part of your life where maybe we're minimalizing or we're getting rid of a lot of things that aren't, it could be things, situations, people, events, but it's like deciding what it is we want to focus on and having that be something. There could be a feeling of maybe putting all of our eggs into one basket, so to speak. But you need to take risks to see where you can grow and where you can go from those kinds of directions. When I see 10 of Wands in reverse, it's working through through things by process of elimination. So Cassandra, if this is something we're really worried about, what I want you to do to help ease your anxiety is going to be this. Whatever is on your to-do list, make a to-do list, okay? Have something that you have to refer to, especially on days where you know you're going to be anxious. The day before, have a to-do list and do the very most important thing first, if that's something you can do, if it's not time sensitive. But focus on doing the most important thing you need to do during the day first, and then work your way down the list in order of importance to make it so that you get all the important things done first, and then the littler things can be done a little bit later. But have that be something that you do. And if there's anything going on in your life where there's a situation coming up, or there's people or whatever it happens to be, realize that they're going to get who you are in the moment. Okay, they're going to get the Cassandra that you are in the moment. They're not going to get something in the future. Focus on allowing yourself to be as expressive as you can, as who you are. You will attract the right people, but you have to be open to that sense of expression, and the way that you choose to handle yourself is going to be a very important thing. I feel like you're getting better with setting boundaries. You're getting better with understanding that part of your life. But there's going to be times where no matter what it is that you try to do or who it is that you're talking to, there's going to be misunderstandings. And that's okay. If that happens, it's not your fault. People are ready to hear things when they're ready to hear things. If they're not ready, they're not ready. There's nothing you can do. So I want you to take that off your plate. If there's something coming up and you feel like you have to say something perfectly or you have to do this perfectly, realize that you're going to do as good as you can. And that's all you can ask for. Okay? Don't ask too much of yourself in any situation, because it doesn't matter in those situations. What's meant to happen happens. What isn't doesn't. And we're doing the best we can in this life, and we're trying the most that we can. And I feel like, Cassandra, you're someone who puts their all into everything. Things will happen for you. Things won't happen for you. But it doesn't mean that you're doing things wrong. It just means that you're experiencing life the way you're meant to experience it. So does that make sense, Cassandra? Trixie girl, no. You know what to do. Get away from the Mario Kart banana peel. Get away from it. Nope. You almost had it, hon. You almost had it. Go, there you go. There. You're very welcome, Cassandra. Very, very welcome. All right, Lone Siege. Let's do this here. Lone Siege. What do we have going on here? Hey, Penny S. How's it going? She's a cutie. That little Trixie girl. Hopefully everything's going well for you, Penny. All right, Lone Siege. Let's see what we got for you. So for Lone Siege, let's do 6 months. What's coming in 6 months for Lone Siege for love? Alrighty, 6 months for Lone Siege for love. Okay, so I get the one card out of this that's telling me that there's still work that needs to be done before love can really take its place in your life in a way that's reciprocated. So 2 of Cups in reverse to me is going to say there's still integration that needs to happen. And what I mean by integration is there's going to be parts of ourselves that we feel are going to be like unclean or unseen, I guess would be what I would say. But I said your name a little while ago, Sarabi, and you weren't here, and I'm getting ready to close it down. So tomorrow, if you come on, we can do that. And asking when your turn's going to come, it'll get there when it gets there. But yeah, tomorrow I can do your reading if you're on again. Okay, so like I was saying, Lone Siege, 2 of Cups in reverse, okay? There's just more work that needs to be done, but it's not work that's going to be, it'll be as hard as you want to make it. If we're wanting love, if we're wanting these new kinds of situations to come into our lives, then we have to realize that there's parts of us that we need to change as time moves on. And especially if we're wanting new connections in love, we have to do new things, right? And so that's what I'm feeling there. And so I would say the next 6 months, it feels like it's going to be more of a healing period, right? That's kind of the situation that I'm seeing more than anything. It doesn't mean that you won't find love, but what it means is that I feel like it's going to be more of a healing journey into love. Sometimes when we're in the healing journey, we find someone else that's also in the healing journey, and we can help each other. But that's going to be something that I feel is... You too, Penny. You too. That's something that I feel like is going to be... yeah. So I would say there can be someone that comes in, but more than likely it's going to be you working through stuff and healing through stuff. And I have resources that I can link you to that talk about how to heal and what love looks like in a more positive direction. Because sometimes we'll entertain connections that aren't necessarily for us because maybe we don't want to feel lonely, or maybe we want to have somebody with us. And it's important to discern when we're doing those kinds of relationships. So, yeah. All right, everyone. I'm thinking I'm going to take off for the day. It's almost at that 5 o'clock limit. So I'll be on again tomorrow. And you guys take care, and I will see you... I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? So everyone have a good Monday or Tuesday. I don't know. I don't know where you guys are at, but everybody take care. I will see you tomorrow, and see you, Nina. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care, and peace out.